Sinabi ko ito sapagkat matindi po itong mga akusasyon na ibinigay nitong gusto ko nilang magmura eh. Hindi na ako bumumura muna. Oo.
Chairman Abante.
Kailangan po, itong mga to, ang tatapang nila eh. Ang tatapang sa pagmumura, nang wala tayong kalaban-laban. Ngayon, pag kaharap dito, hindi makaharap dito. Oo. Eh, mga takot din pala yung mga yan eh.
Please hold your fire, please.
Hindi,
Mr. Chairman.
I'm holding my
Chairman,
fire.
just,
Hindi na pinag-uusapan natin yung mga sinabi niya. Oh, tapos respectfully, Elizabeth Joey Cruz, na nakikinig po sa atin ngayon, nanonood ngayon, humarap ka dito, kumatapang ka. Hirap sa iyo eh, nagmumura ka nang dyan na wala kaming kalaban-laban. Humarap ka dito. Dito. Namo.
Chairman,
How dare she would say the prudent utilization of public resources. I therefore make a motion, Mr. Chair, that we issue a show cause order on this Elizabeth Joey Cruz. I move therefore, Mr. Chair.
so there's a motion to issue a show cause order to that resource person. What's the name? Elizabeth Cruz. And there was a second motion. Any objection? Hearing none, the said motion is now approved.
Particularly, I am referring to AKA Joe DeVivre.
Congressman Abante.
Katutuloy ko lang sa
Mr. Chairman, Congressman, don't be so personal. Let's be more comprehensive on this approach.
Yeah,
Please.
binabasa ko lang eh.
Sige, go ahead. I'll give you
Pangalawa, November 13, 2024, nagmura na naman siya. Hindi ko nababanggitin yung mura niya. Pag tinatanong kung anong legislation ginawa niyo in relation to this BS, ano ba yung BS? BS inquiry, sasagot ka, paswelduhan ka ng taxpayers, gago. November 3, 2024, si Benny Abante at si Romel Marbil ay mga protektor ng illegal na droga dahil pilit nilang pinalalabas na hindi ito ganun kasama. Tapos sabing ganyan, si Dan Fernandez and Ace Barber's survey are depressing. Alam na nila na matatalo sila sa eleksyon. So what is the hearing for? Smoke screen for the Biscam. Tinabi ko ito sapagkat matindi po itong mga akusasyon na ibinigay nitong gusto ko nilang magmura eh. Hindi na ako bumumura muna. Oo. Kailangan po, itong mga to, ang tatapang nila eh. Ang tatapang sa pagmumura, nang wala tayong kalaban-laban. Ngayon, pag kaharap dito, hindi makaharap dito. Oo. Eh, mga takot din pala yung mga yan eh.
Please hold your fire, please.
Mr. Chairman. I'm holding my fire.
We're just on the process of administrative, ano pa lang muna tayo, Congressman Abante. We can tackle that on the interpellation.
Mr. Chair, gusto ko lang pong bagitin tong kanyang excuse letter. O nakalagay dito, after meaningful consultation with my lawyers, gumamit pa ng abogado. I have decided to respectfully decline. Respectfully? Minumura tayo, respectfully? To share my knowledge on matters. Hindi knowledge ang kailangan natin.
The lawyer, if this is like...
Oo. Ask the lawyers kung libelous yung ginawa niyo o slander. No, O nakalagay, I would like to categorically state that I am neither paid by POGO operators. Hindi na pinag-uusapan natin yung mga sinabi niya. Tapos respectfully, Elizabeth Joey Cruz, na nakikinig po sa atin ngayon, nanonood ngayon, humarap ka dito, kumatapang ka. Hirap sa iyo eh, nagmumura ka nang dyan na wala kaming kalaban-laban. Humarap ka dito. Dito. Namo.
Chairman, just a matter of procedure, Mr. Chairman, and a protocol of every committee hearing, Mr. Chairman, all resource person being invited in every hearing and absent should have an excuse letter or explanation. And if that excuse letter is valid and acceptable to the committee members, so we invited guest that was mentioned by Congressman Abante. And it's up to Congressman Abante what will be the next step for this committee, for his or her invitation in the next hearing. I just want to make it clear, Mr. Chairman, that all invitees who are not present in today's hearing, the committee should have a proper disposition with regards to their invitation, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
So what's the pleasure of
Chair.
the body?
Mr. Chair, in relation to what don't show up or make an excuse letter, then I'll make a motion that we issue a show cause order on them.
So there's a manifestation by Congressman Abante that those who have not written any excuse letter will be invited again in the next hearing. Actually, hindi to motion, but it's a procedure that is being governed as, no? So, doon sa mga resource persons na hindi po nakarating, na hindi nagpadala ng mga excuse letter, you are being invited again in the next hearing. And for those who have written an excuse letter, what's the pleasure of this body on the excuse letters that they have sent us? Because they have
Mr.
written
Chairman,
as letters.
Mr. Chairman, that was mentioned by Congressman Abante. Ganon po yung sagot niya. Shall we invite her, babae ba? Shall we invite her again or issue a show cause order? For me, Mr. Chairman, that is offensive and we should also issue a show cause order for her. And we'll not just invite her in the next hearing, we will issue a show cause order for that person. Mr. Chairman.
According sa, okay, thank you so much for that, Congressman Paduano. According sa Section 9 of our rules, witnesses shall be granted more than two postponements of appearance before the committee without justifiable cause. So we can issue a show cause order because wala silang justifiable reason.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Congressman Ako, please.
we must distinguish the resource person who was invited but did not offer any excuse from the resource person who was invited but came up with a letter excuse. So why should we treat them the same? According to our protocols, as we have done in the previous committee hearings, those invited persons who did not offer any excuse, the next order is for them, for the committee to issue a show cause order to explain why. And for those people who offered an excuse for their absence, it's up for the committee to determine whether the excuse is acceptable or not. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, I think we have so many excuse letters that were given to us by the COMSEC.
Mr. Chair,
And
particularly
yes,
the excuse order, the excuse letter of this Miss Elizabeth Joey Cruz. She said, I know that the time of the committee is precious and I am coming from deep concern on prudent utilization of public resources. Mr. Chair, this is contemptible. This is not respecting this committee. How dare she would say the prudent utilization of public resources? I therefore make a motion, Mr. Chair, that we issue a show cause order on this Elizabeth Joey Cruz. I move therefore, Mr. Chair.
so there's a motion to issue a show cause order to that resource person. What's the name? Elizabeth Cruz, and there was a second motion. Any objection? Hearing na, the said motion is now approved. Yun po yung merong excuse letter, and there's still a lot. Like, for example, yung kay Sean Wayne, kay Maui Spencer, kay Ethel Garcia. But you have to read the content of their excuse letter. Like, for example, one of these, you want to move on this, or you want to discuss this on a later part of the discussion? Or you want to have an omnibus motion with all of this, But there are excuse letters which are valid. Like, for example, this personality, nasa Singapore siya. So, katulad nito, out of the country, si Maui Spencer, for not being there in our country yet. Nasa Singapore siya for vacation. So, I think, excuse yung kanyang,